that was our last live chat or talk in this session. So we won't have questions for the next one. It is a recording by Sid Suri, the head of marketing at Sendbird, and it's why social engagement APIs are essential to your KPIs. Should be really interesting. So I'm going to let that play now. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. How are you? My name is Sid Suri. I am the head of marketing for Sendbird. We are a leading mobile engagement and communication company based out of San Francisco here in the US. It's great to talk to everybody at Apidays Paris. Let's kick this off. I am going to talk to you today about why social engagement APIs are absolutely essential to your KPIs. So let's jump right into it. 2020 brought rapid acceleration of digital transformation. This has, when the pandemic started, this was sort of a big deal. Now we take it for granted. It's almost like we've heard this enough times, but it's still kind of phenomenal in terms of what happened, right? And this was sort of a once in a lifetime, hopefully, once in a generation type thing that really pushed forward the adoption of technology. And what's really interesting about that, I think, is not just, big companies buying more software or digital transformation initiatives or things like that. I think what's really, really interesting is just all the different industries that went digital for the first time, or became digital in a mainstream, very meaningful kind of way, right? We were already doing a lot online. We were already shopping online. We were already, streaming movies on Netflix, or chatting with friends and family, sharing pictures on Facebook, right? Like there's been an online revolution for many, many years. But I think what's happened over the last year and a half is that certain actions, certain everyday business transactions have gone online in a way that's never before. I think healthcare is a great example of this, right? I have done 3 or 4 doctor calls via video in the last year and a half, and 0 prior to 2020. Doctor-patient interactions, nurse-patient interactions, absolutely exploded over the last 18 months as it became unsafe to actually leave your house and go to a hospital. And a lot of elective healthcare moved online. Businesses went remote, right? I'm presenting to you on Zoom right now, the Zoom revolution. Zoom was always around, but it became an absolute household name and a verb, and so many other things. And that was a massive transformation. Education went online, for better or for worse. Parents struggled through Zoom school, and kids struggled through Zoom school. I'm not saying that this is the right model for education, but there are a lot of cases where you need help with your homework. One of our customers, Ruang Guru in Indonesia. It's an archipelago, everything's very spread out, and it's an underdeveloped nation. So getting kids access to great education is not easy, pandemic or not. And having some kind of an online app that facilitates a conversation between a student and a tutor to help you with homework is actually great. Even if your class itself should be physical, right? Retail, of course, was already online, but it just somehow got even more online in the last 2 years. Food delivery exploded. Again, from personal experience, I had never bought groceries online before the pandemic. I thought, I have to go in, I have to look at the tomato. And now I've become a big Instacart shopper, and have had more and more takeout delivered. Entertainment went online, right? We're streaming not just movies, but we're streaming concerts, we're streaming sporting events. We're streaming TED Talks. We're streaming influencer events. So there's just been an absolute transformation of society, I would say, over the last 18 months. And I don't think that's an overstatement. But everything comes a full circle, right? Everything that has a massive reaction will have a reverse sort of reaction. The pendulum has to go back the other way. And what people are finding is that just getting a transaction online, just allowing for it to be online or allowing it for it to be digital is not good enough, right? The way people shop, the way people talk to a doctor, the way people learn, the way people interact with friends is very, very social in nature. We're human beings. We are social animals. It's in our DNA to want to connect with those around us. It's in our DNA to want to feel that camaraderie and feel that connection with our community. And when the whole of society sort of started to become digital, a lot of that got lost. Some of it over the years gradually, and some of it due to the pandemic and this massive shift, right? So now, as we come a full circle, we've said, okay, digital is not the shiny thing, right? Just because I can talk to my doctor online or via some kind of an app doesn't mean that that's good enough. That's the baseline now, right? I want that as an option, but I want to do it in a way that recreates what it's like when I'm actually in the doctor's office. I want to feel the doctor next to me. I want to be able to talk to them in a way where the video is crystal clear. I want to be able to exchange information with them. I want to be able to see a chart that they're looking at. I want them to be able to mark up the chart, and I see the markup. You know, I want to feel that friendly smile as we sign off, right? Same for education, same for entertainment. If I am going to have a watch party of a basketball game with a friend of mine across the world, or a concert, you know, I want to feel that connection. I don't want us to be just sort of watching it on our screens by ourselves. So it's sort of gone a full circle where there was this massive shift of, can we go digital? And now it's, yes, we know we can go digital, but can we have the best of both worlds? Can we recreate, the human touch, that human feeling of connection and relationship in a digital world, so that we can do the things we want to digitally, but do it in a human way and do it in a way that makes sense for us. I think that's going to be the next evolution. That's going to be the next challenge for people, for entrepreneurs, for apps, for technology, for developers. And a lot of the successful technology companies, a lot of the successful businesses, the successful apps are understanding this and are making their apps social. They're making their technology social. They're recreating that human touch by becoming social. And we're using a convenient phrase here and just calling them social plus apps. This is not our phrase. I took this from a blog by A16 blog by Andreessen Horowitz, I believe. And they use this term social plus. But essentially they're saying a social plus app is an app that does what it's supposed to do, but does it in a social way. And social plus apps are the best of both worlds. They help you achieve whatever it is you are trying to do: order food, buy a dress, talk to your teacher, watch a concert. They're trying to help you achieve that thing you opened the app for, but do it in a way that makes you feel connected to those around you, that helps you build community, that helps you form relationships, that helps you do it in a natural conversational style. All of those are imperative and built in to the app itself, so it doesn't feel like a sort of a lonely digital experience, right? And we call these social plus apps, we believe, are the future and are the best of both worlds of combining the human world or the human traits and emotions with the digital world. And there's a lot of good business value to want to go social, or to make your app go social. And it's not just, I mean, obviously, if we align technology to human values and human behavior, you're going to get resonance and you're going to see adoption and success. So 100% there's that. But on top of that, people will want to do more business with you. You'll do more transactions. You'll have more conversions. You'll be able to build a community of followers, not just customers. And then customers will stay because they can build relationships with others and they'll stay for those relationships. There's so much innovation and so much competition in the world. And just having an app that lets you track your calories or, order food or buy a dress or whatever is not good enough anymore. That's all been done, right? You needed to have been born 20, 30 years earlier and launched that company in the late 90s. But all of that's been done. The question is now, can you help the consumer achieve the thing they wanted to achieve, but do it in a way that is fun, that is engaging, that is social, that aligns to their values, that aligns and appeals to their sense of community. And look, this is not something that just started yesterday or even at the start of the pandemic, even though the pandemic has given it a massive urgency and push. Social plus apps are becoming popular in many industries, have been around for some time, but are becoming bigger and bigger. I've got some examples here in the world of payments. For those of you familiar with Venmo, right? Venmo is acquired by PayPal, but you could think of it as a successor to PayPal. PayPal was the sort of first generation of digital payments, whereas I talk to you in the human world and I say, hey, Jack, I owe you $50 for that lunch. And Jack's like, yep, it's $50. Pay me whenever you can. Thank you. And I say, what's your email? And Jack gives me his email. And then I say, thank you. And then I go open up my PayPal and I type in that email and I pay him $50, right? But what Venmo said is, why not put the conversation and the payment together? So I can say, hey, Jack, what do I owe you? $50, great, send, boom, right? The conversation and the payment is in one app. It's all built together because the way we conduct a payment is social, right? That was an innovation from Venmo, and of course, exploded in popularity and got acquired by PayPal, and happy story there. Common Stock, and there's lots of these social investing platforms. I just picked Common Stock, but Common Stock is a social investing platform where people can share ideas, talk to each other, follow stock lists, do all the things that we do on Instagram with photographs, but do it for stocks, right? Public is another social plus investing. Stockfella is social saving. So people can band together to reach savings goals. Strava is a very popular social plus fitness app. Peloton, which I have not mentioned here, is another one where Strava and Peloton now have these very strong, very loyal, very passionate communities. And I could probably get a bike, an exercise bike from anywhere, but I wouldn't be part of the Peloton community. Or I could probably not use Strava and use 100 other fitness tracking apps, but then I wouldn't be part of the Strava community. I come for the fitness tracking, I stay for the community, right? Pinduoduo, I have to make sure I pronounce that correctly, is again taking social to the commerce arena, and has exploded in China, amongst many other social commerce apps. And like I talked about, this fits perfectly with the models of those transactions. Payments are inherently social. It feels like an innovation, but at the same time, it is almost like, how are we not doing this already, right? shopping is inherently social, right? We shop with friends and have more fun when we go with a friend to go shopping, or we buy things because a friend said, hey, you should check out these, great new pair of shoes that I bought. They're super comfortable, and you should definitely get them. Or somebody recommends a style to us, or we see somebody at a party wearing a style, right? Shopping is a very social and very connected activity. And yet, if you think about where online shopping has been for the last 20, 25 years, even today, you go to Amazon, it's a pretty lonely experience, right? Yeah, they have like customers also bought this, and people love that because they're like, oh, other customers bought this. But it's an isolated experience. You're in your, point and click menu image view, rather than a conversational view, a community view, a connected view. And let's face it, this is both anecdotal, but it's also statistical. So I give you a lot of examples, I give you a lot of stories, but what we're seeing is that, when we measure this, consumers prefer to buy this way. They prefer to buy from businesses who have convenient communications like chat, who allow them to converse with the business over the convenience of a digital app or website, but in a more natural way, right? And this is skewed even higher so to the younger generation. And what this translates to is not only just a preference, but it translates into retention. So companies who engage with their customers in a more natural way, using video, using chat in a community, over their mobile app, over their website, see 2 times the retention of the industry average. So, we've all heard that old adage, it takes, it's 5 times more costlier to acquire a customer than keep a customer. So if you can double your retention, that's a massive, massive savings. Not to mention propels you to higher growth. But okay, so great, Sid. Where do we sign up? How do we do this? What do we do here? It's actually really hard. You need to be able to build relationships, build trust, and build a loyalty, or your competition is going to do so, and you're going to become a commodity. But doing so is really hard. And let me give you a few reasons why. Let's say you're an app and you're a fitness tracking app. We use that example with Strava, right? You're a fitness tracking app, and you want to connect people in a conversation. Well, it can't just be like send message, read message, because this is 2021, right? It's almost 2022, and we're all on WhatsApp, we're all on Facebook Messenger, we're all on iMessage, we're all on Telegram. We experience a very rich conversational experience on those apps. We're now going to open up your fitness app, and if I don't see, the little check mark to let me know the message got sent, or the little thing that says it was read, or how many messages I have unread, or I can send emojis and GIFs with like a very easy like slash, or whatever it might be. If it doesn't satisfy the way I expect a conversation online to behave, I'm going to blame you. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to return. I'm not going to keep using the app, right? So individual companies, startups, big companies have to keep up with the bar that is being set by Facebook, by Google, right? By Telegram. And that's not easy to do. And you have to do that at global scale. You have to reach customers all over the world with bad network connections. You have to reach them across iOS and Android and, God knows how many other phone platforms and 10 versions of Android and everything else. And you have to do this reliably. Because if messages are not getting sent, or video calls are dropping, or the app is loading slow, people aren't going to come back, right? So this stuff sounds easy, but it gets hard very quickly, both the customer experience side and the back-end operations and reliability side of it. And that's where APIs come in, right? APIs can help accelerate your development of a social layer within your app. And you don't have to build this all yourself. You don't have to figure out how to build high-scale global chat, high-scale global video, high-scale global live streaming, high-scale global voice on your own. That's too much to ask any company, let alone a small one. And developers are taking advantage of a variety of APIs to build social features. I mean, there's so many companies out there. Sendbird's obviously one, but there's so many folks doing lots of different things. Some of the building blocks, and these really are building blocks that developers and entrepreneurs can put inside of their businesses, include one-on-one and group conversations, video chat and commerce, live streaming, like I mentioned, chat support, concierge sales. So for like travel, you're selling a first-class ticket, or you're a luxury brand, or you're a car brand or whatever, you want to have a very sort of concierge sales-like conversation, either video or just text. All of these now can be embedded inside of your app using APIs to accelerate that development and get you there faster. And by doing so, by building that social layer, by leveraging APIs, you can achieve your goals. You can achieve the KPIs that you've set out for your app. There are a lot of really big and successful companies doing that. Some of these are our customers, Sendbird's customers. Hinge is one of the most popular dating apps in the market, and they use Sendbird for both video and text chatting to connect future lovers, daters together in conversations, and have seen some great results. PicPay is a payment company in Brazil. So I was giving you that example of Venmo. Venmo is not a customer, but PicPay is. PicPay allows people to engage in a conversation, and through that conversation, exchange a payment. So it's a social payment app. Reddit, of course, global brand. Everybody knows Reddit, but all of Reddit's direct messages and real-time messages and real-time chat rooms happen on top of the Sendbird platform, which is something of a great piece of pride for us. DoorDash, one of the largest food delivery companies in the US, and Delivery Hero, one of the largest in Europe. I should have brought up Delivery Hero. And Just Eat Takeaway out of the UK, and a couple of others, Kareem out of the Middle East, use Sendbird to connect drivers and consumers in a conversation, so that orders don't go wrong and people don't get upset and call support, right? Like, hey, where are you? I can't find you. Oh, I think I'm on the wrong street. What was your address again? Oh, it's over here. Great, thank you, right? If that conversation doesn't happen in time, that transaction might get canceled. You get an unhappy customer, you get losses for the company, and you get a lot of, it's imperative that a conversation or a social layer be embedded into delivery apps and ride-sharing apps and transactional apps in general. And that's, of course, a big customer of ours. Virgin Mobile uses Sendbird for, this is Virgin Mobile UAE, uses Sendbird for support. So all digital sales and support happens inside of their mobile app. If you want to upgrade your plan, get a new handset, get help with an issue, all of that happens through conversations inside of the mobile app on top of the Sendbird platform. So a variety of use cases, variety of industries, but we've helped their apps go social, go digital, and become much more conversational and community oriented. So just to wrap up with APIs, Developers deliver business value in much less time and with much greater efficiency than before. Increased velocity, increased time to market, improved CSAT, and of course, peace of mind that you're in good hands. We are the leading user engagement platform, helping modern digital businesses build relationships with their users. We have over 200 million monthly active users on our platform. So I'd like to say we are the largest chat, voice, and video platform you've never heard of, sending over 5 billion messages a month, with over 100,000 developers building on top of us. So it's a massive, tested, proven platform of social features that are callable via an API that you can embed into your mobile app or website. And we power some of the largest apps in the world. We power apps from healthcare to education, entertainment, food delivery, ride sharing, community, shopping, marketplaces, B2B software, a whole host of other live streaming, we're gaming. Gaming's not on here. It's a big vertical for us. All these different verticals that have realized the power of going social and the need for social features within their app. We have 3 products primarily: chat, voice and video, and customer support. Our voice and video product is called Sendbird Calls. That's the one in the middle. And our support product is called Sendbird Desk. And they all sit on the common Sendbird platform. So, the sort of high scale, high reliability, 8 global data centers, everything you need to power your app. With that, it's great being here. Thank you very much, and hope to continue the conversation at the conference. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, y'all, so much. That was really interesting because I think it's true. While we are in various stages of remote or hybrid work, we do miss that connection. And there are wonderful technical ways that we can connect. And that's all backed by the application programming interface. So thanks, y'all, for the hard work you do. You kept us going this year. 2 years. Goodness gracious. So we are at the end of day 2.